Oh shit. Go. Come on.
Lazarus syndrome, for those who don't know, it's a condition where a person who's already been declared dead suddenly comes back to life. Like no breathing, no heartbeat, nothing, just flatlined. The only thing keeping the body twitching might be some leftover spinal reflexes. It's insanely rare, but when it happens, it turns into one of the most disturbing things you could ever imagine. So in the first video, that's exactly what's going down. According to a bunch of people online, it shows a TikToker named Salim who had apparently been burned badly, third-degree burns, and was even declared dead. But in the clip, you can clearly see him moving, walking a little, even kicking the bed. Now, one possible explanation for this could be something called terminal lucidity. If you've never heard of it, it's this strange condition where a person who's literally on the edge of death suddenly gets this unexpected burst of energy. In this case, what makes it even more disturbing is that around 90% of his body was reportedly burned, and dozens of people are claiming that all of his vital organs were already removed. Which means the only possible explanation is something called Lazarus syndrome, where Kuabi, it's insanely rare, like 1 in a million. And if that's really what happened here, it just shows that when it comes to life and death, we're not really the ones in control. On September of 2017, a YouTube channel named The Highway 9 went on an exploration of a cave. Now, cave exploring might sound fun and all, but in reality, it's easily one of the riskiest things people do for adventure. And just so you know, dozens of people lose their lives every single year doing this exact same thing. Just exploring. At the beginning of the video, everything feels pretty uneventful. The host is just casually showing his viewers the winding paths of the cave, pointing out different things he finds along the way. It all looks calm, kind of peaceful even. But things are about to take a weird turn.
Stay behind me. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Go. Come on.
He saw a tall, lanky figure just standing there in the dark, and if you pay close attention to the video, you can actually see it too. Whatever that was, it wasn't moving, just locked in place, staring straight at him. The host instantly looked shaken, like genuinely disturbed, not the usual overreaction you see in videos. Now at first, someone might say it's just a camera malfunction, but if that's the actual case, why the host seems genuinely disturbed at first place? He's been in tons of these places before. One explanation could be a squatter or someone mentally unwell just standing there. But here's the thing, if you really look at it closely, something just feels off. It doesn't move like a person. It doesn't even look human.
Oh shit. Go. Come on.
In July of 2019, a YouTuber named Lil Goofy and his friend went out for a cave exploration. Goofy had brought his buddy along to show him this rare cave in his local mountain. According to him, barely anyone even knows about this spot, but what was supposed to be just a chill little adventure turned into something way more disturbing, something that ended up haunting them to this day.
I know it's a little hard to, but if you want, we can rest a little bit right here. Yeah, like another 20-30 minutes, and we'll head up in a bit, and just catch our breath. Well, look, do you see that?
I don't know about it, I guess.
I know, I usually never see nobody here though. Waving, weird I guess. Hi. Wear hands behind his back.
Ooh. Is that a knife, bro? Yo,
Let's just get out of here, man. Let's just go. What the hell, bro? Is this really happening, bro? Yo, I promise every time I come, nobody's here. Which way do we go? Let's go.
As they continued their trip, they come across a small spot to take a quick rest, just a breather before heading into the cave. But that's when things took a weird turn. Out of nowhere, they spot a man waving at them. But if you pay close attention to the video, there's something way off. Dude's waving with one hand while the other one's tucked behind his back, and that immediately gives them a red flag. And sure enough, within seconds, the guy pulls out a large knife. In that kind of situation, there's only one thing you can do, is to run for your life. And that's exactly what they did. They ran for their lives. Full sprint for a couple of minutes, just trying to put as much distance between them and that guy as possible. Eventually, they got out of his range. And honestly, seeing someone like that in these kinds of isolated spots isn't all that rare. A lot of these places get turned into unofficial hangouts by people who don't want to be found. And if you ever find yourself alone and run into someone like that out there, let's just say there's a high chance you might not make it back out.
Just go down here. He might know the drill more than me.
On April 28, 2000, a 22-year-old Russian diving instructor named Yuri Lipski set out for what was supposed to be a regular dive in the Red Sea, at the infamous Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt, right along the Sinai Peninsula. Now, the Blue Hole is a spot known by divers all around the world, but not for good reason. It's been nicknamed the Divers' Cemetery because of how many lives it's claimed. Yuri went in solo, camera rolling. But what he didn't know was, once he went down, he'd never come back up. However, diving in the Blue Hole isn't something you just do on a whim. There are strict procedures and safety rules, because every year dozens of people from around the world lose their lives in that exact spot. Before going in, Yuri had to get permission. He approached Tarek Omar, a well-known professional diver in the area, but after assessing Yuri's skills, Omar denied the request and told him he needed at least 2 more months of proper training before even thinking about diving there. But Yuri wasn't having it. Despite Omar warning him not once, but twice, Yuri was set on doing it his way, and against all advice, he went in anyway. And what happened next was way more disturbing than anyone could have imagined, because Yuri ended up recording his own death. The spot where Yuri chose to dive goes down around 427 feet deep. At that kind of depth, the water pressure is absolutely insane. Without a high-tech diving suit and proper gear, it's straight up deadly, and according to what we know, Yuri had only 1 oxygen tank on him. That alone made the whole dive a huge red flag from the start. The video starts off with Yuri entering the water and beginning his descent, but what he didn't realize that he had been descended way deep than he thought, and at the moment he realized, things took a worse turn. that point in the dive, Yuri's pressure sensor starts beeping like crazy, and that's when things really start going south. He was already in a zone where the pressure is crushing, and on top of that, he begins showing clear signs of nitrogen narcosis. Now, if you don't know, nitrogen narcosis is basically what happens when you breathe in compressed gases like nitrogen at extreme depths. It messes with your brain, similar to alcohol intoxication or simply being drunk underwater. And the symptoms are hallucinations, confusion, bad judgment, and just completely losing touch with reality. And that's exactly what was happening to Yuri down there. You can actually see in the footage, he tries to swim back up, a couple of desperate kicks, but nothing works. He's disoriented, his motor skills are failing, and his judgment is totally off. Sadly, Yuri didn't make it. He lost his life in that very dive. The next day, diver Tarek Omar went down to bring his body back. He did it at the request of Yuri's mother. And a few days later, Yuri's diving equipment was also recovered. Among the gear, Omar found something unexpected: a camera. That camera was found at a depth of 115 meters, even though it was only built to survive 75 meters. Technically, it should have been crushed, but somehow it made it. And the footage inside captured every moment of Yuri's final dive. For some people, it might just be a lifeless clip, but to me, that footage is quite heartbreaking, not because of what it shows, but because Yuri's own mother had to watch his own son drowning.